Jack. All right. You got this stuff?
Yeah. All cleaned in oil.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's get it on.
Who are these guys?
It's my theme music. Every good hero should have some.
Hot damn, it's time to get down to the jam. It's time to get down, it's time to get down, it's time to get down to the jam. I said it's time to get down to the knowledge, gonna get on down with the know. On the morning coffee show, on morning coffee with Keith, here on Pop Culture Minefield.
Excuse me, can I get a cup of coffee? Black?
Can't you see we talking?
White?
Good morning, everybody. Hey, it's me. That means it must be Thursday morning. Good morning, Ben. Good morning, Martin. And good morning to all of you. Wow, guys, another week.
Well, you are really chipper this morning, man.
Nope. It's called drinking a lot of tea.
No, because I'm drinking tea and it has got zero caffeine.
Well,
granted, it's a tea that's specific for having zero caffeine.
Yeah.
Rooibos, but it is.
Mine's a sweet tea.
Okay,
And,
so yeah.
So I am kind of wired, but also this morning, I think they're wrapping it up. This morning was also the big call for Warner Brothers. This morning, Valiant Renegade was covering that, and I've been following the whole battle for Warner Brothers. And let me tell you, all of you out there who had Netflix as the one to win it all, you're probably having major heart palpitations right about now. Little pain down there. Things may not go the way you think. And as of right now, officially, Warner Brothers is currently looking at the quote-unquote last and final offer from everybody at Paramount. And given how much money, I was trying to do all the math that Valiant Renegade was throwing at everybody yesterday, trying to figure out how much money that Paramount's really throwing into this deal. Besides, as of right now, Netflix is standing at $27 per share that they're offering.
And Paramount just offered like
Paramount standing at 31, but that's not counting the money that they are also throwing in case this deal does not wrap up before the end of the year. They've thrown in all these guarantees that the amount of money that we're probably looking at would probably shove that up to about 33, almost 34. And Valiant also reminded everybody that if you think that we're just talking about getting this past Congress, you also have to add in the EU. Is who is going to have to sign off on this. And Netflix might have some problems with certain countries in the EU. Because not every country will allow you to have a movie show up 14 days later. They don't do that. Some countries have a cap on how long you can take, and at least one or two countries have almost a year. So you can't just yank a movie out of the theater and throw it on the Netflix. So I think just listening to some of what Netflix has been talking about, they are still doing very well in all sectors of what they own. No wonder Paramount wants to own them. Jeez. And I keep forgetting about Warner Brothers Gaming. There's at least 2 of the games that they make that I really do enjoy as a gamer myself. And I don't know about Netflix, but I'm thinking Paramount wants to get in on some of that. And anyway, that's the real reason why I wanted to talk about we're going to do some fan casting, but we're also going to do the good and bad points about each of these companies that are vying for Warner Brothers, because it's good to do that. And as fans, we speculate a lot. As of right now, though, to be fair, I am really on Paramount's side on this one. I do enjoy Netflix. I enjoy their product, but it's not really going to hurt Netflix to not have Warner Brothers at all. They're just going to go back to doing what they were doing before. And in my opinion, Netflix should really be all about making deals with all of the studios to get as much of their product as possible, because they haven't really been that successful in developing a lot of the stuff that they've been given. Nothing about what Netflix has done on its own has been that exciting overall. That doesn't mean that they haven't had big events. And looking in the chat, I totally agree about Frankenstein. Frankenstein was a really cool.
No, it wasn't.
Okay. There's one person that disagrees that it was not really
I'm
cool.
willing to start a war just based on that, how that movie butchered the story and everything.
You see? Netflix
Dude.
has not really knocked it out of the park with everybody.
Okay, hear me out.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna touch the topic that I love, but I have tried to deem taboo in the show because we don't talk about anything else after we name that. It's like when you talk about Blade Runner with Gary. You lost. The show is lost. The whole show is gonna be Blade Runner now. Okay, what do you think about crying, shouting, and having tantrum Spock? You hate it, right?
It's not a version. You mean under Kurtzman? Kurtzman's interpretation.
Yeah.
Kurtzman's interpretation. Yes, I am not a fan. Partially because I would have been able to buy it. Hold on, let me at least explain this.
You hate it. Okay, let me get to the point because I have another. Okay, go. I cannot say no to you.
Let me be fair. Let me be fair about my criticism here, okay? Because I have been called out by a few people that are fans of this. Let me explain my position. Alex Kurtzman and his writers are not very good at writing
anything.
Really, pretty much of anything. I have not seen anything from them, from this group of writers, that is any good. And I know that there are some of you out there that are fans of Lower Decks. You can have fun with that all day long. I didn't like it. I didn't like any of this stuff because he's got the wrong writers. Star Trek, like anything, if you have the wrong group of people to do something, it's never really going to work out right. Okay? You cannot get a group of writers who have all written dramas to write comedy successfully. You can't. I'm not saying it's that nobody or no group can write comedy, but it helps if you have people that are familiar with it and have written it in the past. You don't have to be the biggest expert in it, but if everybody you have has never done it before, your chances of being successful at that are pretty slim. Okay? And it's it has been proven at this point that Kurtzman's not interested and has never really been interested in telling stories within the Star Trek universe the way that they have been told in the past, meaning any and all projects prior to him getting hired. Enterprise, Voyager, DS9, The Next Generation, and of course, Star Trek itself. He's not interested in how they told those stories. He has admitted it himself. So if you're not going to do it that traditional way, how successful then do you think you're going to be in attracting fans who enjoyed all that from before? That's all I've ever, my whole thing's been about that. I've checked out.
No.
Okay,
You're fundamentally wrong in your assumption. They are not trying to keep the audience.
Oh no! You're right.
Us, and in the hope they can catch a new audience.
Yeah, a new audience that doesn't exist.
They haven't even catch the new audience, so the move didn't work. But what my point is, or I was going again. Second question.
Yeah.
Okay. You hate the misrepresentation of the characters, right?
Yes.
And how do you like the current Trek representation of the relationship between those characters?
It's nothing to speak of. I mean, again, a majority of it has been represented by Strange New Worlds. And again, I know there are people out there that are fans of that show, but to me, Strange New Worlds is a really good representation of an alternate universe version of those characters. And ultimately, I think that's where a lot of this is going to end up for anything under the Kurtzman Trek banner. Whether Kurtzman wants to admit it or not, that's, I think, where all of this is going to end up.
Okay. So that is exactly my problem with Frankenstein. One of my problems with Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. Memo, I love your work, but you let them both down with this. When you read the book and finally get to the part in which Victor is starting to tell his story.
Yeah.
Well, the captain of the ship is retelling the story that Victor is telling to him. A good portion of that beginning is the portrayal of how loving and tight-knitted was Victor's family.
Yeah.
They really, really, really love each other at a point that you are risking a diabetic coma by reading that.
Hold on for just a second. Hello, Joe.
Oh,
hey,
no. That's not good enough for our friend Joe.
Hello, Joe.
You start watching the movie and you have Victor is a freaking asshole which he wasn't.
Yeah.
And his father is racist against him because he's not blonde against him. And his father hates him and hates his mother and blah, blah. And I was, what the fuck is this? I know what the fuck it is. Del Toro was changing the story to make his relationship with his father an insert in that, because he had a horrible relationship with his dad. So there you go. Now my position is, if you want to put your experience and your life on a work of art, make your own artwork piece. You have said it before. When you're taking on other people's work, you are a custodian. You have to respect what has given to you. So I will concede the movie looks good, except for the appearance of the monster and many other things. Oh my God, I hate that movie with a passion.
You know what, Martin? You have brought up several good points. And again, I agree. You're right. Your criticism is valid. I did say those things. I never said that this was a perfect adaptation of the book. I did enjoy it, but I didn't say it was a perfect adaptation.
I get it. I get it. And I have said, if you don't know the work, the original work, or if you don't love the original work, you could enjoy the movie with all its faults, because apart from the destruction of the original idea, the original work, it has problems. I have watched that movie with people that haven't read the book and say, "Hey, but this, hey, but that, there's blah, blah, blah." Yeah. But as I said, I meant, oh, well, I have a big rant about how Memo does his horror movies in quotation, because his movies are not horror. They use horror as aesthetics, but the stories are not horror, except for Pan's Labyrinth. I freaking love that movie. But the horror part is not the monsters or the fairies. No. It's what humans do to each other.
Yes. And again, I agree with you. I do agree with you. I'm someone who Guillermo del Toro does have a way of interpreting his version or doing his version of horror, and you're right. It's
his horror is not horrific.
Yeah, it's not horrific. It's really an examination of really what humanity does. Humans are usually ultimately the real monsters.
Yes.
And I think that's kind of a spin. That also explains the reason why I think Frankenstein was his favorite, because ultimately that is really what it is.
Yes, but there are, dude, intention matters.
Yes, intention does matter.
It's not everything, but matters. Now, Victor was a monster in the book. Yes, but not by intention.
Yeah. Yes.
Instead, the movie, oh my God, you want Victor to die. Oh. And again, dude, I don't care. I freaking love Oscar Isaac acting. I haven't seen him doing anything that I haven't loved. Even when the character is written as shit, like Poe Dameron, he elevates the material always.
Yes, he does. I can think of one part, but yes. I'll skip past that and just say yes. I agree. I think Arthur Isaac is an incredible actor, and I think he's yet to really. I don't think he's really had a part that's been able to just take him and use every bit of what he has. He's capable of so much. And I think if he were to team up with someone who actually knew how to get that out of him, they would create something that would just blow people away. I think we've yet to see the depths that he can reach. Real Popcorn Geek says Jonathan Majors is running to the Daily Wire in hopes to help his flatline career. Yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with that, Mr. Majors. Not with the way Hollywood currently is. I don't think there's really any room for him. And let me put it to you this way. Your career will come back exactly 24 hours after Joss Whedon is embraced as someone decide to allow.
God damn, kid. Oh.
Well, I mean, the only difference between Jonathan Majors and Joss Whedon is Jonathan Majors is willing to grovel. And Joss Whedon at this point, given that last interview he gave, months after everything turned upside down for him. I think it was for New York Magazine. If you've never read that interview, oh my God, talk about he is the king of I don't care what you think about me, wasn't my fault, da 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 da. He quadrupled down on everything. And I just remember reading that going, wow, he really doesn't care about returning to Hollywood then. Oh, wow. There's absolutely no way he's ever gonna be allowed to participate in any way, shape, or form on the new Buffy show. Which again, I don't know what to think about it because Disney isn't acting. Let me at least put this out there, everybody. You do realize this new Buffy series is not something that Disney initiated. And from the way Disney's been acting, I mean, they've not yet said anything officially. They haven't released any information under the Disney banner using Disney marketing, nothing like that. This is still an independent thing. And look at it this way. There are some people out there who were disappointed because David Boreanaz, who plays Angel within the Buffyverse, was the only person so far to decline the invitation to go back and at least participate or make a cameo appearance in the new Buffy show. I don't think at the time that he said what he said that he had really anything else lined up. And now look at him. He's lined up for something that when I first heard about his casting, it raised an eyebrow. I don't think he's a bad actor at all. I don't think I would have casted him in the reboot of the Rockford Files as the lead. But now, since it looks like Tom Selleck might be involved, whose role, as far as I know, I don't know who Tom Selleck's supposed to play. But in a bit of irony, Tom Selleck actually was in 3 episodes of the show and credits his experience working on the Rockford Files, at least in his biography that he wrote, was one of the things that led him to being able to do what he did when he became Magnum PI. And as far as how to operate behind the scenes, being the lead of a major show, he says he learned a lot from James Garner. And James Garner is the king of the I don't give a blankety blank what the bosses think. James Garner at least had balls the size of Texas. Because this is the guy who, if he believed his bosses were screwing him around, really didn't give 2 shakes what anybody thought and was willing to walk off of a show, no matter how successful it was, to prove a point. And as an example, I present to you his show Maverick, that's what happened. Maverick was a hit show, and he walked away. He literally walked away. You know, and he had several things happen on the set of the Rockford Files that he pretty much proved that he didn't give up what anybody had to say, especially if you were somebody above him. He didn't care. I like James Garner. I did. The way he kind of saw things is kind of the way that I like to see it. And the fact that I really do think that he really didn't give a blank what your political view was. or anything. It's just about who you are as a person. You're good to him, he's good to you. If you're good to people, even better. And for him to have affected the life in such a deep way of someone like Tom Selleck, who politically is the exact opposite of who James Garner was, says something about his character. I think they broke the mold when he emerged in Hollywood, and especially with, again, a hit show like The Rockford Files. And a lot of you youngsters out there who've never seen The Rockford Files, do yourself a favor and watch that show.
Well, I'm not a youngster. I haven't seen the show.
It's a really good show. It's a really good show. The premise is pretty simple. An ex-con who becomes a private detective. And
that reminds me of Gabriel's Fire. Man, I love that show.
Hey, Real Popcorn Geek, that was my thought. That's exactly what I was thinking, but I wasn't going to say it out loud, Tom Selleck is involved in the new Rockford show, says Real Popcorn Geek, and I predict he's either playing the same character or playing Rocky. Yeah, Rocky. Playing Rocky. I don't, for some reason, I can't see him playing Rocky. It'd be great if he were, but I can't. My mind won't let me, and having seen him on the original Rockford Files, I don't know. But again, I don't know if David Boreanaz I don't know if he was actually looking at joining this, because I understand that the people creating the show were trying to figure out who was going to take the lead. And at the time when all this stuff went down with Buffy, and we're talking almost 6-7 months ago, when it was released that Boreanaz had contacted Sarah Michelle Gellar and the people behind the show, where he declined their offer to join them, at least, make an appearance. A lot of people just thought that he was leaving his last show and just going to take some time off. So I wish everybody connected to the new Rockford show and to the new Buffy show, which is really more of a continuation than a reboot. I wish everybody involved with both projects a lot of luck, and especially the Buffy people. You guys are dealing with Disney. I don't know what they're thinking. They still have all that money from what they were going to do with Doctor Who. And contrary to what has been reported, Disney's original plan, and the plan that the BBC confirmed, was that they were looking at financing that for at least 5 years. If Disney's not turning around and pouring that money into the new Buffy show, then I'd be a little worried. A little. Buffy's pretty much probably one of the biggest IPs Disney has, and Disney's acting like it ain't nothing. You own it. You can do anything you want with it, and you're not going to do anything with it. And trust me, there is a lot of stuff that Disney owns that they are just not doing anything with. There's a lot of, in buying Marvel, there are a lot of IPs that Marvel has purchased themselves over the years that Disney has no idea. They act like there's nothing attached to it. All they know is the Marvel characters, Spider-Man, Captain America, blah, 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 blah. And I think that's all they see. In buying Fox, they just act like a lot of that Fox-related stuff outside of Star Wars doesn't exist. That's a little bit of a mistake. And for me, deep down, I think that's the reason why I'm leaning towards Paramount for all of the Warner Brothers stuff, because Paramount wants to develop things, not because it's just the IP, but because there's a lot of Warner Brothers related stuff in addition to the IP that they want to use. Netflix just wants the IP, period. And I think Netflix should just go ahead and make a deal ultimately with studios, especially like Sony. I'm surprised they just don't make a major Sony deal. Sony doesn't have, they do not have any streaming service at all. And they just announced they're going to head back into develop all of this Spider-Man related stuff that they've been trying to do. They're gonna take another swing. And I think if Sony and all of those guys are going to jump back into Spider-Man and a few other projects, I think Netflix should just go ahead. If this whole thing does not work out with Warner Brothers, they should do a deal with Sony and make that the first of many deals that they should be making, and basically just turn themselves into a much better version of Hulu. What do you think, Ben?
You're getting into stuff that I usually, as a creative person, I'm looking at like, what are they doing with it? But beyond that, I am like, this is the nuts and bolts that, I don't put a lot of energy into.
Yeah.
I'm glad, for instance, that Sarah Michelle Gellar is putting Buffy back in circulation, that she's reviving the franchise. Who does it, how they do it, how the money gets spent is what, if I was involved, is what I would hire other people for. My main thing is not who's doing it, why they're doing it, what's the IP for, is what is she doing with the story? Where is the story going? How is she picking it up? Is it a continuation? Is it, how does she work with who she has, with who she has coming back? Is she relying on that? Those are the questions that I ask. There are other fans who will deal with the minutia and the nuts and bolts, and that's just, but again, I do creative stuff. I can't fathom the details like this. It's just not where I get to.
Understandable. I mean, you being a writer, and that's really what I think makes you really good at it, because your mind doesn't go that direction.
Like when people ask you, who would you rather have play character in a movie? It's like, I want a series, not a movie. That's where my brain goes. So I don't think about, do I want it on Netflix? Do I want it on Paramount? I'm thinking, who's going to pay me the most? So that I have health insurance, what have you, as far as that goes. But then that's when I start looking at, how much control do I have? How much control do I want? Because if it's like my Zombie series, I'm going to want more control over that, because it's much more controversial in its takes, because it's not, I'm not John Del Ross or any of those guys. And I don't want it to be that way. Comes the Demon's Apprentice, in and of itself, it's a genre that has a different approach.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it goes to,
Well, I hope that somebody does come along and make that offer to you, and hopefully you'll get like a really good deal to be able to work with someone on developing something.
right?
Because I hope you get the J.K. Rowling deal. which is be lucky enough to have producers that want your participation and want to do it in a way that brings what was in your head to life rather than trying to make it seem like they're just going to buy the rights and do what they want.
Right.
So, and I know I've probably shaken some people with that view, but I mean, I don't think the Harry Potter films could have been done any other way than having J.K. Rowling involved. I really do think it's a mistake not to have her involved with the television series. That's my opinion.
So here's the thing with J.K. Rowling. If you want her actual fans involved, you don't have her involved in the series at this point.
That's debatable because some of those people were not very happy with certain things like the video game, and the video game went ahead and became successful despite them telling people not to get the game. My thing is this: you cannot like her personal political views, and that's fine, but to try to do something like this on this scale, to try to bring the book to life, you're going to need people who I think are going to want to be more amenable to trying to get her views and understandings of how certain things are. To look at, I mean, when you look at those films and you realize what a lot of the really cool behind the scenes videos that they offered whenever they would release any of those films on Blu-ray and DVD, they could have easily have just interpreted certain things on their own and not used her at all. In going ahead and using her, it gave that production a kind of it was very different and yet very familiar if you are a fan of her work. In not being able to get to every character and every storyline, that means there's still some stuff in there that they can go and move forward with. Now, it's whether or not they're actually going to do that or if they're going to go off and do their own thing. And at this point, it really does look like they're going to just go and do their own thing. They've decided to go down a particular road. That's fine. My advice to them is don't F this up. That's my whole thing. Don't F this up. Now, I'm not against any particular actor, but they've already gotten a strike from me in this whole, we're just going to do the whole book exactly. That's fine. I noticed in this description of certain characters that some of the actors you hired don't match that. So I want to see what you're going to do. I want to see what you're going to do with this, because that also is going to lead us down a particular road if you decide to go down and just do something more for politics' sake rather than for the sake of the story. You do realize this opens you up to criticism when you get to other parts within this story. You've changed certain characters now by doing casting a certain way. And after what happened with To Kill a Mockingbird, or should I say the sequel book, you may want to rethink that. Okay? You may want to really rethink that. You start monkeying around with characters that people love and changing who they are because of how you casted somewhere down the line, that has a domino effect. And you got to look at how that looks when you're dealing with characters who, in this case, who oppose that character and what it actually looks like. If that's what you're going for, you might as well just go ahead and say it. Don't try to be slick with it. Don't try to be sly with it. Just go ahead and say, we're going to make this character this way. We're going to allow this character to feel like this. Even though it wasn't in the book, we're going to go that direction. We want this character to express this dirty point of view as far as I'm concerned. We're going to turn this character into this person. Okay, you want to go down that road? Fine. Commit to it. Don't play footsie with it. if this is going to be that bad of a person, you need to make sure you commit to that. If not, then all you're doing is just really just being provocative for the sake of being able to have an argument for anyone that comes along and says something. And to me, that's what has truly ruined modern day entertainment. People who don't believe in a lot of what they're saying, but they're doing it because it gets them clicks and views. And that's where I stand with Alex Kurtzman. I don't believe he and a lot of his writers believe a lot of the stuff that they've been saying. And I find it kind of ironic that someone who didn't believe a lot of that stuff years before, in the way that they acted and wrote, can now mysteriously find themselves heading up such a major IP like this, especially after being humiliated and dropping the ball in working for Universal. That suddenly he just one day walked onto the set of this and decided, I'm going to do this and I'm going to spout this view and say this thing and worry about this thing over here. Meanwhile, someone who actually has been dealing with it their entire lives gets the shaft after doing all the hard work of creating everything. And a lot of the people who support Kurtzman just sort of let it go. That's what I have a hard time with. You say you believe something, and you allow this other person to get the shaft who actually is, okay. I'm just going to shove that to the side. That is a point with me. It's something that's never really been addressed by a lot of those people who say they're fans of Kurtzman, who say they believe X, Y, and Z, to have never addressed why it was important for Kurtzman to take over the entire thing from someone who was like them and who grew up being a big fan of that IP and who was doing exactly what CBS asked him to do in creating what he did. And for Kurtzman to show up at the 11th hour, take over everything, and not just take it over, but rewrite it badly. I mean, badly. I'm not saying I've actually read any part of the original show Bible and character outlines, but again, Discovery, we got boned badly. Kurtzman's interpretation of what Discovery was so bad. It was a really bad interpretation. What we originally were going to get was way better. That was a Star Trek show I wanted to see. Those were characters I wanted to live with. Those were characters I wanted to find out. What Kurtzman did to those characters and rewriting all that stuff, it's like the dumbest dumb guy in the world got the instructions to one of the greatest stories ever and did something really bad with it. That's how bad Discovery was. But, you know, CBS liked what they were seeing. Kurtzman was their boy. And I think that's the real reason why he got the job. He was their boy. Paramount didn't choose him. Paramount never wanted him. CBS did it. And so now CBS is paying the price. Now that you have new owners who have decided to reunify the entire company and to put CBS in their proper place, CBS is just going to have to tough it now. And Alex Kurtzman, who got probably the best deal that any single individual has probably ever had in the history of entertainment, given all of the little caveats and side deals within that contract, whoo, I would have done that. Given the amount of money, oh man, all of the little hidden little clauses in there. Well, no wonder they had a hard time getting rid of him. Again, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Whoever negotiated that, whoever his agent was who negotiated that deal, I want that person. That person should be negotiating for me and for you, Ben. They would have gotten, oh geez, paid ain't even the word for it. And Alex Kurtzman should just be happy he got paid like that. Seriously, he really doesn't have to do any more work. I think I have seen enough now to where I can honestly say that Alex Kurtzman has no talent as a writer at all. None. His ex-partner had all the talent. I don't know what Alex Kurtzman did. I think his whole thing is just running his mouth, maybe negotiating. That's it. I have seen nothing at all, especially since he's been overseeing Star Trek, that shows me that he has any talent writing. And as a producer, even less. I've seen nothing at all. He was just making deals to make more money because he got to participate. He was able to negotiate, well, not negotiate, I think it was just given. He got full participation in basically, quote unquote, owning the rights to Star Trek. So, of course, changing everything, he had no incentive not to do that. And that's what CBS gave him. That's what Les Moonves gave him. All you people out there that have heard those stories about Les Moonves, believe it. The guy did not like science fiction, and he hated Star Trek. And you don't give that kind of a deal to somebody unless you are really, really willing to just screw that entire thing up. He hated Enterprise. He hated all of Star Trek. I don't know who popped. I don't know who took a dump in that guy's Cheerios, but Les Moonves, as far as Star Trek fans go, Les Moonves is just a bad guy, a really bad guy. I think he was looking to pretty much destroy the entire thing because I really don't think he cared. I mean, that kind of deal, I don't even think Disney has ever given anybody that kind of deal. And they supposedly love creatives. I don't think they would have ever have given any one person that kind of power over something that they owned. It to this day still makes no sense. Unless maybe Kurtzman had like blackmail material on several executives at CBS. Short of that, I mean, that deal, he had a better deal, I'm thinking, than even Kathleen Kennedy had for working at Lucasfilm. I mean, I heard that there are several caveats, even with what they've done with him at this point and not renewing his contract, that there are still hoops that Paramount has to jump through, or else they are going to owe him a lot of money. You can't even get this. You can't even properly move this guy on to something else without giving this guy a lot of money. Like I said, there are lots of little traps in there. Anything I ever said about Sherry Redstone and her people, I have to say I can now see why it was so difficult to move that guy out. That being said, you guys should still, Sherry Redstone and her people should still get some of the blame for not at least figuring out a way of letting him go when his contract first came up with for renewal. There was absolutely next to no reason to keep him around at that point. And that would have minimized the damage. Ironically, you know who else helped out Alex Kurtzman? Netflix. Netflix helped to get Discovery made because CBS decided they were going to be chintzy. They weren't going to pay for the whole thing. And Kurtzman got Netflix to provide half the funds for that so that they could have a distribution deal outside the United States, since CBS All Access was not something that was available to people outside the United States. Thanks, Netflix. Let's see. But it looks like Gambit and I might be on two opposite ends of this. Let's see.
No.
Oh, no. Okay, I misread that. Okay.
Yeah. By the way, I think it's time to get to the fan casting.
We are going to get to the fan casting right now. Okay. Look, for as long as I've been a fan, really, fans have always done this. Fan casting is just a part of what we do. They used to do it in Wizard magazine back in the 90s. I know my brother and I used to do that. My twin brother and I used to fan cast all the time. We take our favorite fictional characters and books and stories and just sort of cast certain people. So, so Martin, do you have any particular property or story in mind, or?
Oh no, I came completely unprepared, and it was on purpose.
Okay.
I wanted to roll. I wanted to roll with the vibe, but one thing I have been thinking about. Don't get me wrong. I don't have any problems with Idris Elba playing Man at Arms. I love the character and I love the actor. Well, I love his craft. The man is a gem as an actor.
Yes.
I'm not with him in some of the things that he has said. I think it's a little cuckoo, but okay. I have no problem with him, man. But if you think about it, imagine the days of Tom Selleck from Magnum and tell me he isn't Man at Arms.
Is it who?
Yes. You have Tom Selleck in his youth, even into his 50s. Man.
Oh, playing Man at Arms. Wow.
Yes.
Wow, dude, you put a spin on that for me.
Yeah.
You know, I never realized that. He does kind of look like Tom Selleck.
Yes, he looks just like Tom.
Oh, my goodness.
You mean the original Man at Arms? Oh, yeah. Tom Selleck mustache all the way. So I want to go. So the ones that keep coming up to me, by the way, Keith, after the last episode where we talked about Batman, Absolute Batman, I went ahead and got the trade for the first 5 issues. So that Batman needs a different casting than current Batman, because that Batman is not. Clooney could not play Absolute Batman. Very few people that have played Batman could play Absolute Batman, because for that you need someone who is the size of Alan Richardson.
Well, Alan Richardson could do it.
Alan Richardson could,
if he were 10 years younger.
Even now he might be able to do it, but 10 years ago would have been ideal.
Yeah, it's just that he physically was not like he is now.
Right.
You know, it's only been in the last few years that he's become that big and stayed that size.
Yeah.
Because I remember when he was almost 20. Oh my God, has it been that long since he was on Smallville? I remember when he was on Smallville and how he looked on Smallville. It's like, so when I saw him again and he was all big and everything, it was just like, oh my God, what happened to him?
Right.
But Wow.
I mean,
What Gambit?
Mhm.
No, Idris Elba is more than 49. He
so
doesn't looks like it, but
right.
he is.
So another one that I would love to see how fans went to it is Rogue
Okay.
from the X-Men.
Okay.
Because that's one you've got to have somebody who can do a good Southern accent, but somebody who can also pull off the physicality of Rogue. Because girl can lift 747s.
Yes.
She is stronger on average than Spidey. But not quite in Hulk range. Although if she can lay hands on the Hulk,
it'd be over.
It'd be over, right?
You don't want Rogue absorbing the Hulk's personality. No.
Now, here's the thing. Depending upon when she catches him.
Yeah.
Because early Rogue, not so much. Later Rogue with more experience, I think she can handle.
I don't know. It's too much rage to manage.
That's the thing. I think with her life, Hulk's rage is Hulk mad about everything. Rogue is.
Oh my goodness! Sorry. Oh, I was just reacting to what real. Oh my goodness! Yeah. Okay. No. Keep going, man. I didn't mean to.
Oh yeah, no. So I mean, like.
Whoa! I gotta put you on pause, Ben. I think you make like this one, and you would say, yes, thank you for putting me on pause. Look at that. Adrian Paul as James Bond.
Again, when he first got cast in Highlander the series,
God,
he looks like Sean Connery at that age. I mean, he does look like Sean Connery. And a lot of people didn't, I gotta say this. You have Sydney Sweeney is looking for a comic book that she can actually do. I keep saying she should just do. I keep saying, you say Power Girl, I say Danger Girl. The Danger Girl comics. If Adrian Paul were 30 years younger, he could be in that. Although at Danger Girl, yes. Now, at the age she's at right now, Adrian Paul could probably play their mentor. But there's two characters in Danger Girl, two different characters in Danger Girl, but both of them were modeled on Sean Connery at different ages. The main agent for their for the organization that they belong to looks like Sean Connery circa 1962. The one who they have a handler who they work for, and he looks like Sean Connery circa 1992 with Medicine Man. Okay? That's who Adrian Paul could play now at his current age.
Yeah.
With Sydney Sweeney in the lead for Danger Girl. You just need to find two other women who you can balance her out with. But Danger Girl would be awesome, but it's Penny! Hello, Penny! Hey!
But, so my problem with Sydney Sweeney.
Yes.
In any superhero role.
Yes.
Is she does not have the presence for it. I have seen very few pictures or images of her, and there is something that like Angelina Jolie, Scarlett Johansson, even Tatiana Maslany, have that very intense, I am here in the moment, and I am smarter than most people in the room.
Yes.
Sydney Sweeney does not bring that presence to me.
Mm-hmm.
I could see, because I would have seen a young Angelina Jolie. She couldn't pull off the Southern accent, but she could pull off the physicality.
Angelina can pull off a lot of things. I'm serious. She's very underrated as an actress, but physically, she has all the skills necessary. And again, after Salt, I just said, my whole thing after that movie was that she could be cast to be in whatever. It just depends on the quality of the script she's got,
right?
Because she pulled off every single bit of physical stuff that she did. She pulled off, and if I were
in Tomb Raider,
yeah, that's what I mean. Look at who her co-stars were in both those films. And again, let me just give it up right now and say thank you to Tom Cruise, because it was because of Tom Cruise that she got that movie. Salt was because of Tom Cruise. And thank you, Real Popcorn Geek.
She can.
Play.
Well, I just think that she is really good. She is an actress who, in my opinion, could play just about anything.
Well, she did the stunts that stunt women couldn't do.
Yeah,
that pros could not do. That one with her on the giant pendulum.
Yeah.
I disagree, Real. I cannot. I cannot. No. She was the embodiment of Lara.
Well, her chemistry with Daniel Craig in that first movie was really good, and I have to say that first film proved to me that Daniel Craig could be James Bond. His ability. Yeah, his ability in that film, along with the movie Layered Cake, because really Layered Cake was really the movie that won him that role. Layered Cake was really well done. I gotta give it up to everybody in that film. But anyway, continue, guys.
So all right, so whoever they got to do the physicality of Rogue would need to take diction lessons from like Holly Hunter.
Wow. I love Holly Hunter, and again, Broadcast News is still one of my all-time favorite movies. But then again, Holly Hunter. I think the world of Holly Hunter, and it is kind of painful to watch her in Starfleet Academy, because I love Holly Hunter so much, and this is. I don't think she's being treated very well, in my opinion. I don't think I would have done that to her. This is a cluster that she's in, and this is just not good.
But nobody can do a Southern accent, even a suppressed Southern accent, like she did for Elastigirl.
Hey, the best Fantastic Four movie ever made.
Yes, exactly.
Because even Disney couldn't make one, and it could not beat The Incredibles. I'm sorry, it's just
but it's one of those things of whoever does Rogue has got to be able to get the Southern accent right. Now, I think they've kind of leaned too far into it. Because as someone from about as deep south as you can get before you have to have a passport, I'm from Texas, and I managed to scrub all the Texas almost all the Texas out of my vocabulary.
Wow.
I will still get the occasional y'all in there, and I can't go, I can't talk about religion without falling back into my Southern Baptist preacher. Here to tell you hallelujah, amen, praise be, glory to God. But
wow, dude. I'm learning so much. I am learning so much.
I am learning so much about it.
Go on.
But,
I'm Penny Crane. Who are you?
Gambit. It got Americanized before Ritson with Tom Cruise. Yes, Tom Cruise played.
Yeah. Tom Cruise.
No, please don't.
And I think he's one of the producers on the show also.
Yes.
On the current show?
Yes.
Oh God.
Yes, he is.
But River from Red Dwarf was a saving grace. He was kind of like the anchor of that whole thing. But just going aside. But yeah, the thing is that who could have done Rogue earlier in her career? God, and I had her name. Hang on.
Joe, you lacked there in your list Saving Grace. My God, what a show. I love that show.
Christina Hendricks.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Christina Hendricks. Wow. Okay. Well, hey, wow. Even just thinking about her just now, I think I need a cigarette.
Oh my God.
Obviously, you haven't seen enough of Christina Hendricks.
You can never have enough of Christina Hendricks.
Yeah, you can never have enough Christina Hendricks. I mean, geez.
Because Saffron in Firefly, in Our Mrs. Reynolds, which is actually the first Firefly episode I ever saw.
Oh, geez, really?
Yes.
The best line in that episode is, "Oh my God, I'm going to hell."
Yep. That is the best line. Oh, geez.
Oh, there are so many good lines in that one because it was also like, it's like, you're good.
Remember when Inanna's telling it, no, and I got paralyzed, and Mele, wait a minute.
I just fell down.
So you kiss her too.
You know what? Yeah. I am inching closer and closer to having us do just some sort of a rewatch of episodes of Firefly. Because that show is just wow. I mean, it's a crime what Fox got away with in showing that out of order.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
And what they did with a lot of other science fiction shows that they had, showing them out of order.
Oh God. Okay, so
wait. Real popcorn geek. That's it. That is true. You have read my mind about that. I just say, Joe, I'm sorry if you thought I was shitting on the movies because I like the movie.
Yes.
And yes, I think Chris had the attitude of Richard, just like the intimidating, the imposing more than intimidating.
So yeah, now I'm thinking also, Gina Torres playing Storm.
Oh my God.
Hold on. I think I'm gonna need medical attention. My brain just melted. Oh jeez, dude, what are you doing? Gina Torres. And speaking of Gina Torres, I think she just appeared on the latest podcast for We Were Spacemen podcast, which is the one you heard about the podcast, right?
We were spacemen. Is that's
We
Alan-
were spacemen.
Yeah, Alan Tudyk's podcast.
I knew Alan had to have something to do with it. Because that's Nathan and Alan, right?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Nathan and Alan doing that podcast.
Okay. So they had her there.
Yeah, Gina Torres. Wow,
Mhm.
just anytime seeing the three of them together, and I get a big smile on my face because
Right.
they really work well. All three of them just really work well, as well as the rest of the cast of Firefly. But I mean,
Oh yeah.
just
no.
watching the three of them is just so much fun.
Right. Actually, you know who could pull off? Oddly enough, who could pull off the manner of Rogue is Jewel State.
Yes, and in the original pilot for Firefly, most
Mhm.
definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And again, there's one scene I'm thinking of, and this was the non-shown on TV pilot. Woo! Jewel State, everybody. Just
Yeah.
there we go. That's right.
Yeah.
Ooh, gee. Hey, I'm gonna need another cigarette here. Anybody?
I don't know. I'm not that moved.
Yeah. Well, I think, I mean, as she, yes, and it's well that you should apologize, Joe. Because I don't know, after a certain point, Tom Cruise is just playing Tom Cruise.
Well, yes. And after a point, Sam Jackson's just playing Sam Jackson. But you know what?
Right?
He does it so well, and I don't mind. You know?
Right? It's just it's starting Sam
shows
Jackson.
I feel bad for Samuel L. Jackson because if he ever shows up and he's
Mhm.
pissed and he's
Mhm.
cursing, people are just going to start smiling.
Right? Because it's going to be so hard for them to take him seriously. Because they're used to cheering for him when he's pissed. If he's pissed at them, they're going, "Yeah, I was totally wrong about that thing." Can we get another take on that? I feel like I could deliver better.
You think about it, it could get to the point where even the person that he's mad at could just like, here's $100. Call me an MFer again.
Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Sam Jackson is mad at somebody and he's cursing at them, and I think they'd be going, wait, stop. Can we take him to the top? I really don't think I gave that my best. I think I could be a real asshole in this scene.
Wow.
I want to redo the scene, just and like, could you like punch me at the end?
I do have a controversial casting though.
Okay.
My brother and I, controversial in so much as that my twin brother and I were hanging out once, and I remember I had this idea once that if they, and this is before the Next Generation cast got to make films, I said, if they ever decide to make a Star Trek The Next Generation movie, yet not use the cast from the TV show, I said, I could actually see a few replacements for certain actors on the show to play certain parts. My brother's like, well, wait. He goes, wait. Who could you see replacing them in a movie version? I said, well, I think Kevin Kline would make a very good Riker. He's got that bearing about him. At least on a big screen version.
See, I have a hard time seeing Kevin Kline not being funny as hell.
Well, Riker does have a bit of a sense of humor. I mean, I remember saying,
Are we Are we talking Commander Riker from Star
Yes.
Trek?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm sorry. Uh, I cannot see anybody else but Jonathan Frakes.
Well, but that's what I mean. It is hard now to see that. But
No,
I mean,
okay. Yeah.
back
No.
when I was
no.
talking about it,
So yeah. See, because I have to think of him in Dave.
Bye, Joe.
Not
Bye,
Fish
Joe.
Called Wanda. See you, Joe. I have to look at him from Dave, not Fish Called Wanda.
oh, that's how you got to do it.
yeah, because Dave was him being very earnest, but yeah, I mean, I could see that. I could see him as Riker. Really, I can't see see him as anyone else though.
Well, I also said that at the time. I said this is before he actually did the movie Dave.
Mm-hmm.
But I said I could see him as Riker, and I could see. And my brother's like, "Well, then who would you see as Picard?" And I said, "I can only see one person as Picard, and that would be Ben Kingsley."
I would wholly support that.
I said the two of them have chemistry.
Wait. What about James McAvoy? James McAvoy again.
James
No.
James
McAvoy.
This is years before I even knew that James McAvoy existed. I mean, this is
years before James McAvoy himself even existed.
Well, this is when Next Generation was still on the air. As a television show.
Okay. If we're recasting Jean-Luc Picard, can we please get some actor that at least can fake a French accent?
I hear what you're saying.
I'm French, but I sound distinctly received.
Yes, and I do not eat croissants, but I love Earl Grey.
Yeah,
but I said that, and then we went to go see Dave, and I hadn't realized both of them were in that movie. And again,
yes. Oh God, yes.
Yeah.
The scene where they meet and he's in the Oval Office with
the
spear and after being told the man is crazy, and only Kingsley could play that scene in good context.
Yeah, but just think of it. That's a very Picard Riker-ish type scene.
Mm-hmm.
Especially really after the shore leave episode with the Horcrux, with the Horcrux, whatever that thing is. But I mean, I just thought that the vibe and the energy that Kevin Costner and Ben Kingsley had, if you were going to not hire the actors from the show, that they could easily replace them on the big screen, considering that was the original thought the studio had when they were going to make a Star Trek movie. They weren't originally going to use the cast from the original television series. They were looking at casting Hollywood actors to replace them. Yeah. And so the idea was that Robert Redford would replace William Shatner.
I am sorry, Redford can choose scenery, but he cannot do it the same way with the same skill and panache that Shatner does.
This is the Robert Redford of films like The Candidate or the Electric Horseman, or this is not the Robert Redford of you have to. If you were going to appeal to Robert Redford to be the lead of a movie like Star Trek, you would have to find a way, first of all, of at least getting him to see what you're seeing.
Yeah, but it would also have to be like Star Trek: The Manchurian Captain,
something like that. And then I think Walter Matthau or McCoy.
Oh God, he would have been a perfect Bones. I mean, seriously, he would have been I think he would have almost done he would have. Okay, to say he would have done a better Bones than Bones is blasphemy. But than D. Kelly, but damn, no, I mean,
and then in an ironic bit of casting, they were actually considering Martin Landau for Spock, and
I can see that.
Well, Martin Landau almost got it. He and Leonard Nimoy were up for Spock, and
we've done that. We've done that before.
Yes. And so for them to years later come back around to, hey, if we don't go for Leonard Nimoy, we'll get Martin Landau.
Right? Nimoy beat him out for Spock once, but I don't know. Nimoy is the one actor that I just can't see any other actor replacing his version of Spock. Nimoy just moved into that role, squatted into it, took over and took a lean out on it, and just mortgaged it, because there is no one who I think got the role better than him.
Yeah.
In the original version. And every version since has been, no one can go into Spock going, I'm going to do a fresh new take. No, you're not. No, you're not. That's just going to be going, it's just like going, I'm going to reinterpret Buddha.
Well, you also have to remember that the people who were in charge of doing this, ultimately representing Paramount, were the two guys who would a few years later end up revolutionizing the Disney. So I just think that again, that's an interesting bit of casting there. But for me, I mean, that's just the way my mind worked back then.
Right.
Back in the 90s. Because again, at that point, Star Trek: The Next Generation was still on TV, and up to that point, I mean, everyone, I at least by then had heard the story about how there was an idea initially to not consider the TV actors, and that the only reason why they ended up going with them is that ultimately they would have been cheaper than having Robert Redford and Martin Landau, and
God, who would you cast for Uhura?
Oh my God! You know what? Thinking about it off the top of my head, and this is going to sound really weird, but you got to go with me on this. There are only two actresses I would have ever considered for Uhura:
Pam Grier and Pam Grier.
One was Pam Grier,
okay,
and the other one was Jane Kennedy.
I don't know her.
Oh my God, dude! How long have you known me? Look up Jane Kennedy, circa 1975. Oh God, I had a major. Oh, I need another. Give me the whole damn pack.
That's no. Oh yes. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I see why. Yeah. Oh my God. What a.
I mean, look at her even
oh my
now.
God, the woman was.
Yeah. No.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm not even a smoker, and I'll just put the whole pack in my mouth and light it. It's just. Oh God. Yeah. That was and to picturing Jane Kennedy next to Robert Redford is Kirk.
Yeah, Robert Redford go, we're doing the interracial kiss thing.
Yeah, yep, we're doing it.
Yeah. My goodness. No.
Yeah, she in the 70s, yeah, she was she was just like, yeah.
Oh. Growing up, I loved to look at her. I just loved to look at her. And the camera loved her too.
Right. I mean, even now she looks fantastic.
No,
Her with all white hair. Oh my God, that woman is gorgeous.
Oh God. Oh, AI. Thank God for AI, because I can actually cast this the way that I want and see how it works.
Right.
But
Yeah, no. So who would they have gotten for Sulu and Chekhov?
they didn't make it that far. Their whole thing was they needed to at least
Wait.
Mm-hmm.
Gambit, get your shit together. I'm talking about Jane Kennedy. I fucking know who Pam Grier is.
So, but for more modern stuff,
I love you though.
but, yeah.
for jeez. I'll tell you this much. It wouldn't be that easy for me to fan cast Voyager's cast. You know? I believe Idris Elba is who I would do for a
Tuvok
version. No. A version of DS9. Idris Elba would have to be Cisco.
Okay, yes. I could be behind you on that. Although I would almost want to, because the man is in freaking everything, Sam Jackson as Cisco. He is closer to Cisco's attitude, but
yes.
He actually I think Elba would pull it off.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
yeah.
Elba is more imposing than Sam ever was. I can remember clearly, of course, his portrayal of Mr. Glass, but he still doesn't have the voice presence,
right? Which Elba really has, and that you need that to play Cisco. But oh God, I just realized who I would have fan cast years ago as Rogue.
Gambit was about to put me out of his life because he thought I didn't know.
Oh yeah, no, but you know what? I have to go. Real Popcorn Geek, Eartha Kitt as Uhura. No, Eartha Kitt would have been a great Klingon. Eartha Kitt. I mean, Eartha Kitt.
Pen, dude, I didn't even think about that. Eartha Kitt is sign me up to be a Klingon, baby.
or no, hear me out on this. Eartha Kitt playing a Romulan.
Oh my God, that's a winner! That's a winner.
That woman could do menace with her voice.
Eartha Kitt could do anything.
Eartha
Kitt was magic. That's what she was.
I mean, her voice was captivating, but also her facial expressions were out of this freaking world. Man. I mean, her in watching her sing "I Want to Be Evil," watching her sing it, not just listening to her, watching her sing it is, I mean, she had the most, and watching the behind the scenes when she's performing as Yzma, I'm just like, oh my God, that woman could pull off a Romulan, chew the scenery, and make you cheer for the Romulans.
You want to know who would have made a really good Klingon woman, though? I mean, if Eartha Kitt was going to be a Romulan, I would cast Grace Jones. Yes. Because Grace Jones.
Oh, God.
In Grace Jones's heyday, she scared me.
Yeah.
It's like,
woman scares me now.
She's scared. She could scare one, but she could arouse one too. So
that's the thing. She's
the perfect Klingon woman, if you ask me.
No doubt. Thing is, she is.
Remember Zula in Conan?
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's why I think
Yeah.
she's a smaller woman than she is, because she was standing next to Arnold freaking Schwarzenegger.
Yeah,
when he was-
I
when he
love
was
that
big.
exchange with the prince who say, what do you do when you like a man? I'll and take him.
Grab him and take him. Grab him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only other woman that scared me worse was Wendy O. Williams. And when, again, as I've said before, when you can scare someone like Gene Simmons, you know you're scary. Wendy O. Williams, if you ever Googled her, is the kind of woman who, given what she liked to wear on stage, I mean, me being a teenage boy, she's the kind of woman that could break into your house and say, I'm getting in bed with you. We're going to make love. It's like, what are you going to do? Scream? What are you going to
Yeah.
I mean, you feel like
Wendy Williams comes in and says, I'm coming into your bed. And you're going, okay.
Do whatever you want.
She would have made a good Klingon. She still would.
Wendy O. Williams would have just scared you to death. That'd be the only way you would have gotten out of anything with her, is just dying on the spot.
Right? No doubt.
And again,
I mean,
she scared Gene Simmons.
Yeah, and if there's ever a motherfucker that needed scaring, it's Gene Simmons. Because
Woo!
uh,
Oh, jeez. And she would have made a good Klingon too. I mean,
she would have. Oh yeah, no.
Jeez.
And the thing is she only gets better as a Klingon as she gets older.
Yeah.
But as she ages, and that face of hers gets more and more fierce, and I love it.
I mean, she could be so frightening. She probably would have just started kidnapping guys off the set.
Right?
Hey, what happened to that extra that was standing right over there? I don't know, but I think I saw him being led off by Wendy O. Williams to a trailer. Well,
yeah,
we need another extra now.
Right? Comes out, I was Bob Smith. So,
wait a minute. Real Popcorn Geek says Denzel Washington is Cisco. Denzel is a much older man than you think.
Mm-hmm.
He and Sam Jackson are up there. I mean, I'm not saying they can't do it, but I mean, you're really making Cisco up there in age. I mean,
and again, I will have to go with voice presence.
Yeah. So.
Duck. Oh. Is that Duncan Regehr? Duncan. Interesting.
I mean, Cisco is my favorite captain ever.
Mm-hmm.
So
yes.
I am very protective about how Cisco should be.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Cisco
was cool. He just
on
top of everything else, he was cool.
He was cool, but he was also Avery Brooks could bring depth to him just in his physicality. Just in the way he moved, the expressions on his face, and then the man opened his mouth.
Yes.
Okay,
Real Popcorn Geek, you're right. 90s Denzel, yes, would have made a very good Cisco.
No, the voice, man, the voice.
No.
Have to make a room shake when he talks.
I just believe that in the night when you see him in what movie was that? It was Crimson Tide. When you see him in Crimson Tide, that to me is Cisco. That's Cisco. It doesn't have to be the deep voice. He's got to have the conviction. He's got to be someone that can inspire you as well as be someone who you wouldn't want to piss off. It's got to be both.
I get you, but I don't agree.
RPG, Real Popcorn Geek, Keith David at Cisco.
Keith
Holy
David.
shit. Holy
David.
shit.
Yeah, no, he's
David.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we're cooking.
Now, yes, now, yeah, that he could pull off Cisco. He could pull a good Cisco right there.
One of my favorite actors, Keith David.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So
Wow.
yeah, yeah, he could do that. He could do that.
He can. Oh, geez. Oh man. You know what? If to bring this back to more comic related, to make it a little easier. For me, if I were to a particular comic, for instance, in this particular case, if I were to cast, say, Steel,
Yeah,
I think Steel is one of the coolest characters they've ever come up with as a character that was kind of, was within Superman's universe.
Mhm.
I would have to say that looking at that character,
Look
and
at
what he
this.
does,
Look at this.
Carl Weathers and Cisco,
Mhm.
I'm gonna put
Maybe.
that right over here, along with a lot of these others. Carl Weathers,
Oh,
really
but
good.
read.
Yeah,
Those are not.
I would say Weathers could pull off a I don't know.
He could do
'Cause
both.
He could do both. But Weathers is too freaking smooth. That's what made him good as Apollo Creed. Is that he was charismatic and smooth. He does not have the rough edges needed for a Klingon. He would make a good Cisco.
Yeah.
He would. Okay, so this doesn't go exactly where we would ordinarily think it would, but Weathers would make a great Starfleet admiral.
Yeah, he would have.
I mean, he could, but Gambit, I agree. He was magnificent as Apollo Creed, and that's just kind of what defined his career. If you ever get a chance, Action Jackson is.
That's what I'm talking about. That should be brought back. You could make Action Jackson right now. Action Jackson is a character that, again, I keep thinking it's like, hey, if you need something and a character that you can do all kinds of really cool, Action Jackson, just do that.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of. Oh wow.
Yeah. So, okay. So who would you cast?
Oh wait, I haven't. If we wanted to reboot Deep Space Nine or remake it, we need a Cisco. How about? I know he looks a little older than Cisco used to look, but how about Sterling K. Brown?
Ooh. Sterling K. Brown has the dramatic chops. He is fantastic in everything he's in.
And he has Cisco-like eyebrows.
Yeah, Shaven said I think he'd be good at it. So, okay. So, who is your fan cast for Bishop live action?
Bishop?
What?
Wow. I don't. There aren't too many actors who are physically big enough to be Bishop, in my opinion. Okay. Aside from one person that I can think of, and the unfortunate thing for him is because he fits so many other really cool parts.
Okay.
That's the thing.
Who are you
especially when it comes to Marvel characters, because I need to think. Yeah.
So,
Well, okay. I would go with Yahya Abdin. Okay. Yep. I have to look up how to pronounce his name.
The
Right.
guy who played Black Manta?
Yes.
That could work. That could work easily.
But that's the thing. He could also be the Blue Marvel. He could also be he could also be I would have chosen him to be Luke Cage.
So the only other actor that's even close to Bishop that I can think of is actually Momoa.
Yeah, but he would need a seriously dangerously tanning for that.
Well, here's the thing. Bishop is, yeah. Because Bishop has, the thing about Bishop is, okay, Coming to America. The, oh God, okay, what's it? Hang on.
Well,
Eric LaSalle's character in Coming to America is the one who most reminds me of Bishop's look.
See, now that you put it out there like that, you've got me thinking, wow, okay. Thank you. Thank you very much now. Thank you. I can't see. Oh, man, I can't unsee it. I cannot unsee that.
What? Bishop with Jerry curl?
Oh, jeez, dude. What'd you do? Oh, man. Really? You did that on purpose. And speaking of Action Jackson, I could really see John David Washington as Action Jackson.
Gambit Different has just one condition for Action Jackson, and it's please don't pick Soldier Boy.
So Soldier Boy has been cast in the new Action Jackson revival. And
what? What?
Just kidding.
Yeah.
But
Boyega. Okay, Boyega. Yeah, Boyega is not an intimidating human being. He is
regular size.
Well, it's not so much that he doesn't have Bruce Lee was intimidating, but he was tiny by comparison to some people. No, Boyega has this all around just love.
Well, I don't know. Did you see Attack the Block?
No, I did not.
Oh, you should. You will see him in another light.
Yeah, but you know how many years ago that was?
Yeah. which means that he could only do it better. Because now he has more experience.
I mean, I gotta say, I did enjoy Attack the Block. Jodie Whittaker's in that, and I enjoyed her. I enjoyed her more in Attack the Block than I ever did for her as being cast in Doctor Who.
But yeah, no. I don't care if he can nail the attitude of Bishop. Doesn't look like Bishop. Bishop needs to be a very, very large man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, you got to be big. You just got to be big.
Yeah, you got to be big to play Bishop. I mean, there's no two ways about that.
You cannot afford to not be big to play Bishop.
Right.
because you got to think about where he comes from and what his life was like. I mean, there's a reason why when you look at Bishop and Bishop being a soldier, he was in the middle of fighting a war.
Right.
Geez, I mean, you got to look like a one-man army.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, for this kind of fan casting, I mean, I would love to fan cast certain things that aren't that well known. OMAC is still one of those ideas as a comic that I wish Warner Brothers would take seriously and go ahead and do a film and or television series based on, which is the one-man Army Corps. It's just depending on who you would cast as OMAC, one of the few Jack Kirby ideas that I think you could really have a lot of fun with, especially coming from Warner Brothers, because both Warner Brothers and Disney have gotten pretty far on Jack Kirby's ideas. And I think, at least when it comes to what Warner Brothers has within the DC IP, there are a lot of really cool Jack Kirby ideas that do translate very well. Number one being his New Gods. New Gods just works. I think as long as you don't have anybody like Tom King getting his hands on New Gods could become the new dominant film series. And it's one of the reasons why I would rather not see Netflix get Warner Brothers, because they would screw it up. I think you would have to be very serious about doing that. It really would be DC Comics' own version of Game of Thrones if you did the New Gods. And who you would cast as Darkseid.
Man, you cut me with that. Because for me, Darkseid can only be and will always be Andre Brower. And he's not with us anymore.
Yeah.
I think you can have an actor that could do Darkseid. I think you can. Darkseid as a character has given more to pop culture than a lot of people would ever care for. And again, without Darkseid, you'd have no Darth Vader.
Right.
Even given how Darth Vader, how Darth Vader stands with his hands behind his back? That's Darkseid.
It's also Doom, but it's Doom has that's one of Doom's stances as well. But Darkseid does it better.
Darkseid would just. Darkseid is one of the most, out of all the villains, if you just had a whole ultimate fighting game villains, Darkseid would always be in the final two of whoever you had.
Well,
because
you don't go up against Darkseid in a fist fight.
Yeah, it's to me, Darkseid is has a lot of natural abilities, and as one person wrote, he doesn't need some
gauntlet gimmick.
Yeah, I was gonna say bee glove, bee mitten to put on your hand in order to be a bad A. Darkseid doesn't need that.
Right, you don't need a sticking gauntlet.
he just will beat you into submission, and if he's feeling magnanimous, he might hit you with the Omega beams. And he may even give you like hope for a moment. It's like, here, Why don't you run?
Darkseid, if you piss them off, Darkseid will turn, fire the Omega Beams the other way, let them circle the planet while he beats the crap out of you, waiting for them to show up.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He'd let you get far enough away where you got in the Jeep and kept driving until you're out of state, and suddenly you got hit from out of nowhere from the Omega.
He let you get to the safe house. Yeah. So actually, oddly enough, Brolin could, I think, pull off the absolute arrogance of Darkseid. It's what made him such a good Thanos.
Yeah, look, I enjoyed Brolin way too much as Thanos. I did. Yeah. I thought he was a fantastic Thanos. But for Darkseid is just... Thanos was trying to do something. He was trying to ultimately, in his own way...
Yeah, Darkseid, he just only is.
Yeah, Darkseid just is.
Yeah. The only person who could pull off Darkseid is Clancy Brown.
Oh my God, yes. But
even now, because you put Clancy Brown and Clancy Brown has spent so much time, actually Ron Perlman could also do a good Darkseid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, I think Ron Perlman would do it because he's better with prosthetics, and he's got a deeper voice. It's like a shade deeper, but he also, it would be a fight between those two for me, between Clancy Brown and that guy. So
Darkseid again, it's almost to the point where I could actually see Warner Brothers going with a New Gods television series, because then you would have time to really explore all the different characters. But it would really depend on who you would cast as Darkseid, because that really is the character. And for me, Darkseid's one of those characters that doesn't need to say very much. He's not the guy that's gonna give you the whole plan. He's the originator of the plan within plans within plans. And
well,
that would be the Bene Gesserit, but that's just me.
So and because I'm always taken back to his exchange with Batman, had it been the Kryptonian or the Amazon, I would not have fought there. But
I freaking love that movie.
It is like, but you would destroy an entire planet.
You're a motherfucking psycho.
You're crazy enough to do, pull off. And that's the thing about, people going, Batman's this, Batman's no. Batman is just willing to do what needs to be done. And,
basically, when it comes to saving the world or ending it, Batman's the guy. He can.
Batman could have been worse.
Yeah.
Instead of Batman, that could have been the Punisher.
No, because the Punisher would never. The Punisher is a good fighter, but he is not as smart as.
No. The Punisher wouldn't have bargained. He should have make all the hellspawn explode, and that's it.
True, well, he would have just done it.
Yeah, but the Punisher. No, the Punisher. Because here's the thing: the Punisher couldn't have pulled that off. Anyways, that's. But I think, because I would have loved to have heard Clancy Brown or really love to have heard Ron Perlman make that speech.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow, wow.
Right? I mean, it just makes you go, God, that's freaking scary, you know?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I think the only other person who I would have loved to have had their voice for Darkseid would have made a great voice for Darkseid.
Lance Hendrick. I mean, Lance Reddick.
That's Riddick.
Okay, that's another person. Okay, I'll add him to the list now.
Yeah, because right now I'm replaying Horizon Zero Dawn. And you only hear him for most of it. You don't see the character. But Lance Riddick is he's too good for Darkseid. I mean,
wait.
He can do Sinister.
Have you seen Vox Machina?
Yes.
Have you seen the main dragon, the main antagonist? That was Lance.
Yeah, but that's the thing, is there's something about Darkseid that lacks. Darkseid, like you say, simply is.
Yeah. You'd have to have a voice that just was like,
oh, look at this.
Yeah, I read that. That's also very good. Darkseid's voice,
James Earl Jones,
is like a velvety kind of pure, unadulterated, unfiltered evil.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Darkseid is evil. He knows it, does not care.
Yeah, there is absolutely no good within the body of the person that has that voice.
And Lance Riddick doesn't. Yeah, and Lance Riddick, you sense with Lance Riddick, there is a sense of innate goodness.
Yeah, there has to be none in there. Okay, there has to be nothing.
Right.
And because if you sense any goodness, then that's definitely not Darkseid.
Right, exactly.
Darkseid is the guy who will like let you go. If you were on Apocalypse, you somehow got one over on Darkseid, unless you made him promise exclusively not to, he'll let you go. He'll let you go. And then he'll show up a week later because, you didn't agree to that. He'll show up a week later and beat you in front of your kids. And then just blow up whatever planet you're on. Just for kicks.
Right.
I mean,
Martin, I see what you're talking about. Real popcorn geek.
He would have been fantastic. But again, your voice has to say that you've already committed. That whole speech about Luke trying to convince Vader that there's some good in him. You have to be able to hear Darkseid's voice and understand that there's actually, if Luke were actually related to Darkseid, Luke just give up because, you hear his voice, it's like, there's no good left in you. Right, he'd probably respond, there was never any good in me at all.
Right, exactly.
And it's just like, well, that's hopeless.
Right, yeah, Luke would have gone, nope, you're both dead, but
Omega Beam.
Right.
But oh man. Oh yes. Yep. Yeah. Well,
nah.
Ugly Astro, Spawn. Hang on, I gotta check.
Yeah.
Wait. Which Spawn? Which Spawn? The animated or the movie?
No, the live action movie. It was actor Nicole Williamson, who was Merlin in Excalibur, and also
I don't hear that voice. It's not deep enough.
It's gotta like come from like just you gotta, how they say it's gotta come from your diaphragm. It's gotta be lower. It's gotta come from like below your knees. That's how far down in the register that voice has to be true Darkseid.
Yeah, no. I can't see that as being Spawn. As being Dark Side. Okay. So, who else do we want to see fan cast? So, speaking of the Punisher, who would we currently fan cast as the Punisher?
Oh, okay, as the Punisher?
Yeah.
It would have to be, for me, who would I ultimately want? Okay, if I had to pick somebody right now. Okay, if I had to pick somebody who just, in my mind, visually looks like the Punisher.
Mm-hmm.
Frank Grillo.
He could do it.
Damn, yes.
Yeah. Spot on. He's got the look to him.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he would do a better job even than Bernthal.
Yes. Yeah. And I love John Bernthal. Don't get me wrong. Bernthal.
No, wait. I wouldn't say a better job. I would just say he looked more the part.
He looks like he came out of the comic. Frank Grillo looks like he came right out of the comic.
Well, and here's the thing that I think puts Grillo over Bernthal. Bernthal sounds sad when he's talking as Frank. Grillo sounds, watching him in, I mean, that's the thing. That is the whole thing about the Punisher. He is angry at the world.
Well, he's committed.
Exactly. And Grillo, and that's the thing. There's a reluctance about Bernthal that I like about the character as a character trait.
Mm-hmm.
But the Punisher at his essence is not reluctant. He is happy to be doing what he is doing, and Grillo brings that 100%. Seeing him in Winter Soldier, and in the
Purge.
No. The other place where he was playing Crossbones. It was the Avengers movie.
That Avengers movie. Okay, that one.
Civil War is actually what that came. I think it was in Civil War.
Yeah.
Okay.
Civil War.
Okay. So this is a guy who is happy to be doing what he's doing, enjoys the ass kicking, enjoys the bone breaking, enjoys, playing with guns. And him being able to pull off the choreography with the fight choreography with Cap in their fight at the beginning of Civil War, you've got to be able to do a pretty good fight scene in order to keep up with someone who was choreographing Captain America. You can't just fight that and be mediocre at it. So I would say Grillo is an excellent choice.
Yeah, well, I mean, in my look, the way I look at it,
mm-hmm.
You have to be. I think Ben Affleck's version of Batman is about 5 steps away from becoming Frank Grillo's Punisher.
Yes,
in Batman v Superman. Mm-hmm. That's really what it is.
That was not his fault. Anything else? Well, the murderous streak and the one-line jokes are out of character, but the rest of it, to me, he is the best Batman yet. He nailed both Batman and Bruce.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
And that's the thing. There, those are the parallels between Batman and Punisher. They're the same guy, but like you said, 5 steps apart.
Yeah. Punisher just always is.
Mm-hmm.
It's just always there is nothing. There's no pretending about him. He doesn't have to pretend anything. He is 24/7. In other words, it's not a persona that he puts on. He doesn't have to pretend. He just is. The Punisher is it.
Yeah,
It's not a costume. It's not a mindset. It's who he is.
There is no divide between Frank Castle and the Punisher. Frank Castle is like who is basically who he used to be.
Yeah. That's a former identity. He really is the Punisher. And all he does is the Punisher is a half step away from being Judge Dredd.
He's not that many steps away from being Joker.
No, he's not. But he's a half step away from being Judge Dredd.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. If you
that would be a neat comic book. Judge Dredd Punisher. Give that to me right now. That's what I need.
Judge Punisher.
Well, that's what I mean. It's like the two of them teaming up in a story together.
Oh God.
Oh, see, whatever bad guy they're going after. Yeah,
here's the problem. Here's the problem, though, that you run into. Dredd would try to kill the Punisher.
Probably.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, the Punisher is a criminal.
Exactly. You know. Unless of course Punisher was granted amnesty for everything he did. In which case Dredd would hate it and would tell him, "You're still scum." But he would.
Hey, welcome, Donnie.
Hey, Donnie.
You know that is the law. That's what the law says. So.
You know what? I didn't get a chance to talk about Robert Carradine, who someone on social media said, that just leaves us Keith. Out of the Carradine brothers, that just leaves us Keith.
Right.
Because David's gone, now Robert's gone, and that just leaves Keith. Wow. First time I saw Robert Carradine was in the movie The Cowboys with John Wayne, which is one of my favorite John Wayne films. It's one of my 3 favorite all-time John Wayne movies. And I really did enjoy
Read this.
him. So
Punisher will probably be recruited as a judge.
yeah, he would be recruited, but Dredd would eventually have to hunt him down because he probably broke a rule or two. Because the Punisher doesn't care about rules. That's the other thing. That's the other thing about the Punisher. The Punisher could never be hired out to be on the side of law enforcement because he doesn't. His whole thing is if somebody breaks the law, I got to do whatever I got to do to make that person pay. Now, remember, Judge Dredd may seem to be like this big guy who basically decides to just get rid of you. But that's because he does it within the bounds of the law that he has been given. Remember, he carries around a book of all the laws, rules, and regulations. So technically, he's still like, in that respect, in a way, he's like Batman. He's following the rules. But the thing is that he lives at a time where everything is just to the extreme. Everything's to the extreme.
Well, and there was a point where he even, he was even telling people, look, hold a referendum on this, vote for the government, and if, you vote to change, I will step the hell down. And, he is the ultimate lawman. He is following the actual letter of the law. And I think to some extent the spirit,
Yeah. It may seem like he's just out of control, but he's not. He actually is following the law.
Right.
And
that's
so
the thing. He's 100% following the law, but the law is very extreme.
That's right.
That is one of the things that I love most about the real Dredd movie. With Carl Urban.
Just Dredd, yes.
When the psychic is reading him, she says, I feel rage and control.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's what makes Dredd Dredd. He is always tightly in control.
He's a lawman. He's a lawman.
Yeah.
And the Punisher really is the soldier who's constantly at war with bad guys. And his whole thing is it's war, which means there are no rules for the most part.
I would
not no rules. There are rules, but I mean his whole thing is if depending on what you've done, he still gets to punish you. You know, he gets to take you out. Dredd lives at a time where a majority of the rules you break all have the same penalty.
Right. And here's the other thing, about Dredd, especially Urban's Dredd. Dredd is not only in control of the situation; he is in control of the entire situation.
Yes.
Because like in Dredd, when the corrupt cops show up, and he's like, two. What? There were two. There were two of us. You didn't ask. Dredd is not dumb, and Castle lives by rules, but he lives strictly by his own rules.
That's right. If they were to team up and Dredd and he were to take out the bad guys and sentence them in the whole 9 yards, then Dredd would just turn to Castle and start reading him the riot act as all the rules that he's broken. And over half of them would require him to die. So he would have no compunction.
It would be easier to read the rules that he wouldn't break.
Yeah. Well, and here's the only way that story does not end with Frank Castle dead is if the threat is so bad that they have to give Castle dispensation.
Yes.
That
would be it. That would be it. But outside of that, Dredd would, at the end of the story, it's like,
yeah, I have to agree with Read by Nature. It would be hard for the Punisher to go color outside those lines,
But at some point he would, because he said, "This is a technicality. I can jump over it." It's not a technicality. No. It's a regulation, motherfucker.
Well, but here's the other thing, though. Here's the other thing that people often overlook about Castle, about the Punisher. He never lets an innocent die by his actions.
Yep.
Anybody that he goes after, he is absolutely 100% certain that they are guilty. And that is where him and Dredd are very much the same.
Mm-hmm.
I think Dredd's problem with the Punisher would be that while your killings were justified, you did not read them their sentence.
Basically, yeah. You're not acting. Again, he's extreme, but he's still a lawman. That's it.
Yeah,
he is both he is the lawman who captures you, but he's also the judge that will be passing your sentence.
Right.
So
exactly.
it's law and order, basically in the form of one person, and they take care of the whole thing because
Yeah, very expedited.
Yeah, it's extremely expedited.
Yeah, Law and Order, JDU.
Oh, gee. Oh, my goodness. Oh, wow. Sign me up. I want to see that.
Right?
Wow.
In the Mega City 1 judicial system, there is only one system. The judges.
Yep.
But
this is his story.
Right, exactly. But see, that's the thing with, and I'm sorry, you're not going to give me, you're going to have a hard time giving me a better Dredd than Carl.
Yeah.
Because Carl Urban can act with his chin, and I don't know anybody else who can do that.
Yep. And again, it's so unfair that he never got a chance to do that again. He never got a chance to make another one.
God. And it's just he's So yeah, when you're talking Punisher and Dredd, yeah, the Punisher has his own rules, and they are very similar to Dredd's rules. He just doesn't read the sentence, you know.
Gambit, I disagree. I enjoy the movie, but even when he has his helmet on, he's viewing the scenery in the wrong way.
He's playing Stallone in a helmet, is what he's doing.
Yeah,
actually,
angry.
that movie, that should just have been. Look, the way he plays the character of Judge Dredd, he's not playing Dredd. Who Stallone's actually being in that film is the Punisher.
Yeah.
Sly Stallone is playing the Punisher, who they just happen to call Judge Dredd in that movie. That's who he's playing. You know, the need to take off the helmet and see his face. He should have been playing the Punisher. That was a part better for Stallone.
We have an awesome question here.
Yes.
Judge Death?
Yes.
Ooh. You know what? In his heyday when he was younger, I would have to say the Judge. You know, there's a few actors that I could name for this, but if I had to pick one, and I do mean one that I could just get away with saying that'd be the perfect Judge Death.
Jared Leto.
No.
No.
Jared Leto is not. It's not. No. In no way am I mentioning that name for that part.
Oh, okay. So throw your fan casting out because I want to see if it matches mine.
Okay, for me, I would pick. For me, I would pick Willem Dafoe. When he was younger.
For me, I feel like it would be too much typecasting because he also did good with a skull as a character, and that's Nick Cage. Because nobody does nuts better than Nick Cage.
You know what? I'm gonna change my vote to Nick Cage because Nick Cage. That's it. That's all you got to say. It's Nick Cage.
Yeah. Willem Dafoe. God, who would I cast Willem Dafoe as?
Willem
the
Dafoe,
Joker, the freaking Joker.
He should have been the Joker.
Yes. I'm gonna go with that. Yes.
Yeah. In a more fair version of the universe, he would have been cast as the Joker long ago. It would have been the fair thing, because he would have done it, and he would have committed in a way that would have been hard for anybody else to ever want to play that part again.
Right. I don't think even Leto could have committed to it the way he did.
Yeah, it's always been Willem Dafoe, and
right.
I think it just would have been. Oh God, that would have been just so cool, you know. Yeah. It's unfortunate that Willem Dafoe could still play it if they decided to make a film version of the Three Jokers, but I've always believed that Willem Dafoe should have been the Joker. So in that respect, Martin and I are simpatico on that particular one. It's not even something that I'd have to think about. It's just a Willem Dafoe. You know, it's just who you would make Batman in that case.
Right.
Thank you, Read by Nature. But again, I am so though in the bag for Ben Affleck as Batman. He did such an incredible job, both as Batman and Bruce Wayne. He's the only one who I enjoyed playing both, because I felt that he really, well, no, I can't say that he understood. I felt that he really embodied what it took to be that character doing that thing. And Jeremy Irons will, in my opinion, always be Alfred, because I think he had the right sensibility, especially playing opposite Ben Affleck. You know, I felt that for that role at that time, I just felt that Jeremy Irons made the best Alfred. In fact, I just loved everyone that was cast for Justice League. I thought they were all great. You know, personally, I would have added a few more characters. I would have gone in a different direction with some of the other characters that were being considered. But overall, you know, and I think Martian Manhunter would have really changed everything overall in the story.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've actually been watching on social media, but people have been having a lot of fun with AI, and somebody started working on using it to bring to life some of the outlines and notes that were considered, or at least planned, for Justice League 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I forwarded that to at least Ben. But it looked good. It looked really good. I am of the belief that if Netflix does get Warner Brothers, we could be seeing more from. I think we could be seeing more of that version of Justice League. I don't know in what form, but I think we could be seeing more of it. Okay. If Paramount got it, I'm not sure we would ever see that version. I will say this, though, to all of you out there, though, who believe I'm being kind of unfair to Netflix, here's something that you need to really understand. One of the reasons why I was such a big cheerleader for David Zaslav is that David Zaslav actually knew and was friends with Greg Berlanti. Berlanti really, really wanted to be the guy in charge of DC's films and TV shows. I have always believed that was a bad idea, because I always believed that Berlanti was a little too flaky to be running all of that. I'm not saying that he would have been the worst idea, okay? Because his initial involvement with everything he's ever done has always been good. Everybody's always liked the first 2 seasons of whatever he's done. But then he gets kind of flaky. He goes off and he wants to do something else. And the person who he usually has fill in for him during seasons 3 and thereafter aren't that good. There's just an incredible drop in quality. And I didn't want to see that for a lot of their live action films and TV shows. I didn't want to see that anymore. As a fan, I'd had enough of just being jerked around. And Berlanti's kind of lost a bit, over time. The entire Arrowverse, to me, really started to get stale after season 4 and 5 of The Flash. I thought Supergirl was a really bad interpretation, because for someone that says they read the comics to have made some of the choices creatively that they did for that show, it just didn't speak very well. It's either Berlanti made a lot of mistakes or Berlanti lent his name and the whole thing was made by committee. And that's the worst way to make anything. I did enjoy his interpretation of the Doom Patrol, at least for the first season. And then eventually it just became formula after that. Again, his stuff just goes stale way too quick. If Netflix gets it, though, you're going to be seeing a lot more Berlanti, because Berlanti already has a deal with Netflix. For those of you who didn't know, he's doing a live-action Scooby-Doo TV show for them. And the only reason why I found out about it was because they had announced that they had cast one of the roles.
Mm-hmm.
And I was kind of taken aback. You know, it's just like, whoa, what's going on here? You know, I don't remember there ever really being an official announcement that they were going to do this. It's just like, well, this person's been cast as this. And it's just, wow, that's a slap in the face. Walter Goggins is Fred. Wow, Walter Goggins. Let me tell you something about Walter Goggins. Walter Goggins, in my opinion, this is going to seem kind of weird, but you got to go with me on this one. With a lot of visual effects, I think Walter Goggins would make an incredible Plastic Man. Just saying. Just saying. But
yeah, I can see that.
I just will say again, Greg Berlanti had his time. You know, he got a chance to do the Berlanti Arrowverse, and he got a chance to play with a lot of these characters. Personally, I think he was completely used up when he came up with the idea for Legends of Tomorrow, which was nothing more than just an opportunity to use all these actors that he enjoyed working with in a TV show that had nothing, because there was never a Legends of Tomorrow comic. It was using comic book characters, but creating something altogether, quote unquote, new, which personally I would have given him some leeway with, except that when you're sitting down to watch the pilot episode and you figure out the ending 20 minutes in, and I watched it, and it was exactly what I predicted. I said, okay, I'm done with the show. I don't need to see the rest of the series. I can turn it off now. This is not for me. I want to be entertained. I don't want to be bored. I don't want to be able to guess how an episode or storyline is going to work out 20 minutes into the show. And Berlanti he does that, you know. Yeah, Gambit. I'm a big fan of the original Scooby-Doo Where Are You 1969 cartoon. Everything after that, I'm not a fan of. I never thought any of the other shows were any good.
So you don't like Scrappy-Doo?
Oh, God.
I hate that character. God,
I hate that little mutt.
I mean, geez. If Frank Castle really wants to do me a favor, get rid of that thing. That's the thing. Frank Castle, you just shoot Scrappy. Just shoot him.
Or any other dues. I'm sorry.
Oh, man. It's just, yeah. I love the original Scooby-Doo, you know, series, because it was so much fun. And the characters were clear, you know. I mean, again, it's Hanna-Barbera, which means it was actually a group of characters based off of a television show, usually a hit TV show, that Hanna-Barbera, you know, cribbed from. because all of their best cartoons are actually loosely based on other hit TV shows and or just exaggerations of actors from other TV shows. I don't know if a lot of you out there realize that. The Hanna-Barbera library of TV shows are all just based on other actors and or TV shows, usually about 10 years before the
So
idea.
what was Scooby-Doo based on?
Oh, you weren't here when we did that. Okay. Scooby-Doo was actually based on the television series Dobie Gillis.
Dobie Gillis. Okay, makes sense. I mean, that's what I would have led to, because of Shaggy.
Not just Shaggy. Velma is based on the character of her name was not Irma. It was Zelda. Zelda. The character of Zelda is the basis for Velma. And Fred is based on Dobie Gillis. And let's see. And Daphne is based on, oh no, what's the name of that character played by Tuesday Weld? But that's it. That really is it. All four of those characters come from the Dobie Gillis television series. The same way that the Flintstones is based on the Honeymooners.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was going to say.
So, yeah, pretty much every Hanna-Barbera show is that. And I think the only one that isn't based on something that previously existed is Johnny Quest. So,
yeah, I can definitely not see anything that Quest would have been built on.
I mean, I have my own.
Not a comedy.
True. I would say that in some ways, Johnny Quest, you could say, is no, it's not based on anything, really. No, looking back on it, yeah, it's not. It's an amalgamation of different ideas and tropes, but it is not actually based on anything else. Yeah, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Well, guys.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, look at the time. We did it again. Wow. Look, I want to thank everybody, first of all, in chat that are still hanging with us. Wow. To say that, we got a dedicated group talking here. All of you guys are just, again, I personally just consider myself to be the luckiest guy in the world to get an opportunity to do this and to goof off with all you guys. Thank you, Snortopoopas Cuber, Power Ranger Donnie, the lovely Penny, Read by Nature. I want to thank Joe, because Joe, as in Joe's Atmosphere, Joe's just one of my favorite people. And I want to just say personally, having met him in person, he is all that and then some. He's just good people. Real Popcorn Geek, Andy Morrow, and of course, Gambit, because Gambit's just cool like that. I also want to thank Ben and Martin, because without those guys, I'm really just a guy sitting here talking to himself. Seriously. And of course, all of you who are enjoying this, all of you who are watching. This is year 7 for Pop Culture Minefield's existence, and we are doing very well with the number of viewers that we have and fans, and I think we're somewhere over 700,000 now.
That's awesome.
I mean, that's just nuts to me. That's just nuts. But I am thankful to be a part of this. And as I always like to say nowadays, if you get an opportunity to enjoy any of the other shows we have here, do it. Check it out. Okay? We've got great people having a lot of fun with all of you out there. You know, whether it's Gary, Anima, John, anybody really. I think I really lucked out hanging out with all of you guys. So again, thank you for this opportunity. And if you get a chance, like, share, subscribe. You can check us out on Facebook. You can check us out on YouTube. You can check us out, I think, on Instagram.
And Rumble.
Rumble. Yeah, we're also on Rumble. Yeah, I'm on Rumble, baby. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm on Rumble. Mm-hmm. Well, I just want to say, look, have a really, really good Thursday, and we will try to catch you next week.
Well, y'all have a good one.
Bye.
Y'all come back now. You hear?
Matt Damon.